I'm going to take a quick look at the metals. It's been my um, expectation that the dollar is moving down into an intermediate degree correction. In my last video, I speculated that maybe this daily cycle low that the dollar is moving down into right now would continue until I believe it's the November 3rd FOMC meeting. But I've said this many times before. The currencies are the most heavily manipulated markets on the planet. So I never trade currencies for that reason, and I'm not terribly confident um, that I'm going to be correct on the move down until the FOMC meeting. I'm not even terribly confident that the dollar has started an intermediate decline. It should. That resistance zone that I showed in my last video should turn the currencies back down, but the ECB has got the euro. They're in control. They've got the euro moving lower, and they've propped the dollar up. So just a quick word of caution here. The dollar has rallied today. It's in a position where a little bit of strength in the morning will complete a swing. It is getting kind of late in this daily cycle. And as of right now anyway, it looks like the dollar's wanting to bounce out of this short-term oversold condition. And that tends to happen when an asset is in the advancing phase of an intermediate cycle. Now, of course, we'll need to see some follow-through to this. And if we do get follow-through and come up to overbought again, then I would say that the intermediate cycle is still advancing, that we have not rolled over and started an intermediate decline. And this may have implications for the metals. So let me go over to the gold chart. All right, so if the dollar were to complete a daily cycle low, well, if it did it today and we get follow through tomorrow, then it's going to open the door for more attacks on gold. And you can see that there has just been an attack anytime the dollar or gold tries to get back above this 200-day moving average. Big attack last week when gold tried to recover that 200-day moving average. So the door will be open if the dollar we get follow through to the upside. It becomes clear that the dollar's completed a minor daily cycle low, and that it opens the door that the intermediate cycle in the dollar is still advancing. It's gonna open the possibility of more attacks and possibly the cartel preventing gold from recovering this 200-week moving average. And then I've mentioned this as well. Gold is 10 weeks into this intermediate cycle. It made its high for this cycle way back here. The odds are pretty good at this point that gold is moving down into its 8-year cycle low. So we're in the declining phase of that 8-year cycle. So surprises could come to the downside. Intermediate rallies could top sooner than expected. So you're going to have to be a little cautious right here. My suggestion to subscribers this evening was a hard stop right below 1760 right here. If this pivot gets taken out, it's going to open the door and increase the odds that this second daily cycle has rolled over in a left translated fashion. And if that's the case, then we're coming down here to test this support zone again, and multiple tests of support or multiple tests of resistance tend to give way eventually. So at some point, I'm expecting this support right here to give way, since I think gold probably is in the declining phase of its 8-year cycle. I don't know whether this second daily cycle is going to roll over and do it, or if we can continue higher I doubt that we're going to go above this intermediate high here, but just something to be aware of in the declining phase of a 8-year cycle, basically a cyclical, not a secular, but a cyclical bear market. You've got to be um, aware that things can resolve in bearish patterns, and intermediate cycles can top sooner than you expect. So you're going to have to be on your toes in this market, um, and especially with this pattern of attacks. Anytime gold gets to the declining 200-day moving average is a bit bearish. So I'll give you this one for free. I think you need to have a hard stop right below 1760 in gold on all metal positions. And if gold drops back below that, I think at that point I'm going to assume that the second daily cycle is topping and rolling over. It's left translating. It's probably going to go below this daily cycle low. And then at that point, the next line of support is this triple bottom here, and the next time this gets tested, it's probably going to break. I don't know that that's going to unleash a huge wave of selling. It may just be a marginal break. I kind of think that this is going to be a grind into this 8-year cycle low. I'm not expecting any huge collapse or anything, but again, I'm not really expecting gold to give us new highs above 2100 until we finish this move down into the 8-year cycle low, and until the dollar finishes the rally out of its 3-year cycle low. And at this point, it doesn't look like either one are done just yet.